Yes. Hi, and welcome to the Women Today show by Christine Amira. You can tell that I'm so excited because Women Today show is a nominee for Zuri Awards 2021, a platform by Go Gaga Experiential to acknowledge the impact that women are doing out there, changing their communities, changing their spaces, and making an impact in society. And Women Today is a nominee. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you so much to Mesh Guru Events for even being able to make us get this nomination. So thank you. So today we are at the Junction Mall, and at the Junction Mall, we are part of the nominees are here to, meet and greet people and showcase what we do. So we are here showcasing women today. If we met you today, we were happy to have seen you. If we didn't see you, we know that we'll catch you up later. And I'll be talking to some women, asking them questions, because it's International Women's Day's theme is Choose to Challenge. How are you choosing to challenge yourself this year? How are you choosing to challenge as a woman in terms of impacting your community? And even, despite COVID-19 challenges, how are you choosing to challenge yourself to step forward and recover from all that was lost and still living with this pandemic around us, but then choosing to challenge ourselves to do better, know better. So I also choose to challenge you, and as you do so, let me talk to some ladies here and there. We're walking around. Let's meet and greet women today. Name any woman in the world who inspires you.
I can't say I'm inspired by just one person. I'm inspired by mothers in general because they sacrifice so much for their families, for their marriages, to make sure the home is working. So I'm inspired by that activity of motherhood and the sacrifice that it requires. That really inspires me.
I'm inspired by Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States of America. I think her leadership capabilities and just showing young girls that they can lead, women of color, inspires me very much.
Okay, Kamala Harris is the most recent one, let me say that. And Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, if I said that right, yes. Those are inspiring women.
I am inspired by Michelle Obama. I think she's a very phenomenal woman. She's been able to achieve so much as herself and even with her husband. And I just admire her character, her lifestyle, everything about her.
The first woman who has inspired me so much is Mrs. Mandela, because she was Grasa Machel. She is a very strong woman, and I really envy her. Yes, positively.
Malala, she inspires me because she's one of the youngest Nobel Prize winner, and she's a great leader. Yes, she inspires me a lot.
Caroline Motoko. I love her zeal, as in she doesn't stop at anything. She goes for what she wants. I love where she's coming from, and I like where she's going. That woman inspires me every day.
Wangari Maathai, I think because she got to a point where she didn't just retire and just go home after making so much. She decided to just give herself an opportunity to make even a bigger impact in the world.
Michelle Obama inspires me.
Why?
Why she inspires me? She's confident as who she is. She is proud of who she is, whether a mother, whether she's older, and she is a great support to many of the girls in the world. She mentors and coaches, and even when we listen to her, we are inspired, not having met her, but she inspires me.
That will be Cassie Stoney from the Manchester United team. She's a woman, she considers the Manchester United women's team, and also Desiree Ellis
for the South African women's team, national team actually.
Wow.
Yeah, both of them are former players and now big coaches.
My mother.
Oh, why?
I'm who I am because of her.
Michelle Obama.
Oh, why?
I think she's risen from a very just normal girl, normal neighborhood to this super powerful woman, and she's worked her way up there.
Okay, I'm inspired by Mother Teresa, who is deceased by now. Yeah.
Why are you inspired by Mother Teresa?
Yeah, because of her selflessness, and how she used to give out her all to go visit very needy people, move around the world, and also the wisdom that she used to give out in terms of supporting the less fortunate people. Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey. Since she has made it being black, she has inspired many black women, and she does not even know when to stop.
Michelle Obama.
Why?
Okay, one, she's a powerful lady, she's a leader, and the fact that she's able to inspire young women out here, all over Africa, all over the world, I find her very exemptional to all.
Okay, nationally I'll start from the late Wangari Maathai. If I go internationally, I talk of Joyce Meyer. Joyce Meyer is a preacher. Yeah, those two, they inspire me. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Can I name more than one?
Yes, please.
My mom and Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, nice. Why?
Well, my mom, I find her to be quite resilient, taking care of us when we were young. It wasn't that easy. I grew up in Eastlands, part of Nairobi. And in a way, it was somehow a struggle for us, yeah. But my mom made sure that, together, of course, with my dad, that we got education. All levels of education, but primary school, secondary school, and for me to the university. She was there to inspire me, to encourage me, and she taught me very important values in life. One of them being resilience, and of course, savings and investment. Yeah, so it's a woman who I really admire, and I thank God for her. Well, Oprah Winfrey, I've been watching her shows ever since I was a young girl, I think maybe at the age of 10 years. Yeah, I was just impressed by the fact that she really would inspire women across the world. I love what she did in South Africa. She came up with a program that created education pathways for young women in Africa, in this case in South Africa. And she would come up with quite interesting shows on women empowerment, which actually also played a part in who I am today. Yeah.
Wow, not just in the world. I would come very close back home, and that's my mother. Yes. My mother was widowed when she was 38 years old. And at 38 years old, when I turned 38, that's when I realized what it really meant. She's now 67, and in that years that she's never remarried. So I always imagine she sacrificed her life, sacrificed herself, sacrificed her emotions and her personal character so that she can be able to build us up and also to build the community perception. And yet probably she would have found love again. Probably she would have lived fully. My mother inspires me.
So, where do you get inspiration?
Inspiration from many places. A lot from my students, because I'm a music educator. So I have a passion to grow talent from zero to hero. Yes.
And the theme this year is Choose to Challenge for International Women's Day. How are you choosing to challenge this year?
I'm choosing to challenge, especially the young people that I train, the girls, to rise up to the occasion. And one of the things, like I keep telling all my students, because I'm a teacher, I've taught for over 25 years, I've built generations of musicians who are doing different things, others educators, others artists, and I keep challenging them, especially the current generation, to rise up, not to be meek, just take the bull by the horns, rise up and do their thing and become stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have chosen to be out of the box, you know. I want to be more social, I want to be more out there, I want to take more risks, probably dress more riskier, you know, but just taking more risks, challenging myself, getting out of my comfort zone. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, first of all, challenging myself to take up positions of leadership and also encourage fellow women to just not be afraid, not to be scared of going ahead and even seeking these positions where they can expose or show their leadership skills.
Choosing to challenge someone else or myself?
Yourself.
I'm choosing to challenge myself by stepping out of my comfort zone, doing things that I might be uncomfortable doing, but just kind of trusting myself that I'll be able to do it.
I think I'm challenging myself to do better health-wise and also career-wise, to take up more challenging and exciting and new, even the scary stuff. Yeah, I'm not limiting myself. This year it's go, go, go. Yeah.
I'm choosing to challenge because we are coming up with a product in our organization. We are coming up with a product to support widows and women who have survived gender violence. I'm a survivor of gender violence, domestic violence myself, and I really went through hell and back when I was trying to pick up my broken pieces. And my husband committed suicide. So when he committed suicide, he had cut me. My story was all over social media and mainstream media. A man who tried to kill his whole family. Then when his attempts failed, he killed himself. So the society turned against me. You know, there is no good woman in the eyes of the society when something has happened to a man. So the society judged me wrongly because I was a woman. His family took me to court, claiming that I had killed their son. And I really went through hell and back. They came and disinherited me, every property that I had, disowned me and my children, and I had really to start collecting my pieces and put them together. So I was like, okay, it is choosing to challenge. How do we challenge poverty? A widow, a woman who has survived domestic violence or any other form of gender-based violence is looked at like trash in the society. And I decided, SDG number 1, poverty will no longer look like the face of a woman. Can we come up with a product? And together with the Ministry of Public Service, UN Women and other partners, we are tailor-making a product under Women Enterprise Fund, which is one of the sagas under government, a product that I came up with the name and fronted the name, and this name has been endorsed by so many people. We are calling it Inua Mjane Biashara Fund, and this is something even our Cabinet Secretary for Gender is looking up to ensure that this one is out there and it's going to benefit widows and other vulnerable women. Yes.
I choose to challenge to be seen and to be a great leader and to finesse my skills, leadership skills. Yeah.
I am in an industry that is known for men, and I want to inspire other women and mostly youth, not only women, but youth, that they can do anything. I look at where I'm coming from, and I think if I have done it, so can anyone. And I am right now I'm inspiring, young girls. I'm already working with them, to make sure that they believe in themselves, identify their strength and go towards it, because they can do anything. If I did it, so can anyone.
Well, because I'm in STEM, that's already a challenge enough for women. So me branching out to cybersecurity was even a bigger challenge because the representation is just ridiculously small.
So I'm choosing to challenge women to incorporate physically disabled people in the designs, because these are people who've been neglected, right? And they're seen as a taboo. And the women are the caretakers generally in the society. So if we can challenge the women to look after these people, then I think we'll go a very long way in our society.
Oh my God, I love to choose to challenge. So I choose to challenge in many ways. That as ordinary women, a working class Kenyan African woman, we can make a difference in our community in any way. The smallest thing, you can help your neighbor, you can give someone advice, you can mentor. I also choose to challenge being in the 40 plus category. I am part of a pageant that is a pageant of impact. I am not supermodel size, but I choose to challenge to say, hey, I love myself as I am, and I believe I'm beautiful and I can do so much. So I choose to challenge in many ways.
I come from a male-dominated field, so I want to challenge the fact that there are no women in the Premier League, Kenyan Premier League. So I want to become the first one who can actually coach the men's Premier League.
I choose to push myself more as a woman because the world depends on us. We carry it on our shoulders. Everyone in the society depends on us. So that's what I choose.
This year I want to challenge myself. So far we just have 3 libraries. I'm really challenging myself. I want to go from just running 3 normal libraries. I want to expand it to now be a resource center where even kids can be taught things like coding on computers. They can come and learn a few things, artwork, things like that. So I'm hoping to expand, basically.
I'm choosing to challenge this year in terms of putting myself as a woman in that space where I can do this as a woman, and if I want something, then I go for it. And any challenge, I take it up heads on. Yeah.
I'm renovating crochet. I'm coming up with designs that are innovative so that we don't want the mention of crochet to mean our grandmothers and mothers. We want we young people to do it for Kenyans by us.
I love that.
Okay, by the fact that I reach out to young moms and teenage girls, I want to challenge them that they can be anything they want to. If Susan has been able to be what she is, they can also be what they want.
So yeah, as an organization, we always challenge. I'll say that's our mandate, to challenge gender norms, because we believe in gender equity. We believe in creating equal opportunities for both women and men. And of course, for us women, we've been left behind at some point. So we believe in investing in affirmative action that will challenge gender norms. We want to see more women in political areas. We want to see more political women leaders. We want to see more women going to education. We want to see more women even taking up STEM courses. We also want to see more women playing sports. When I was growing up, sports is universal and people love sports, yeah. But when it comes to celebration, women are not celebrated equally the way men are celebrated, and we don't have even equal, I'd say, chances or spaces for women to play sports as compared to them to men. So as an organization, we try as much as possible to create, of course, these spaces for women to play football, because we believe in football. It has a significant role in the community, of course, in also challenging gender norms. If a woman can play soccer, in this case, because we use soccer to empower young people, then it means that she can also do other things that also men can do. So we are also challenging, and we are challenging to the extent that we want to even crack and shatter the glass ceiling up there.
Oh wow, I'm taking the second team up Mount Kenya. And that for me is, now we have more varied disease areas, and these are people who are taking on and saying, I have been challenged by life. I want to push it back to them. And therefore, it's about challenging them to live their best life now and to move on with life knowing that this is the time to live, consciously, deliberately being themselves. Yeah.
And so what's the greatest challenge you've ever done? You're all about challenges, so the greatest challenge you've ever done?
I think the greatest is overcoming myself and having the faith to believe that I can move mountains. Literally, going up Mount Kenya was about a challenge, but it was about overcoming the inner mountains to say, I can do this. Society has said I can't do it. I'm not the slimmest of persons, so people assume I'm not healthy. And so challenging that to say to myself, you can do this, go for it. And getting up there and getting all those challenges and deciding I can do it, I think that was brave. That was brave for me. Yes.
That's really great. May God bless you in all you do. Thank you. So Asha, all the way from Migori County, tell us, why do you think TVET, is very important today and for the young people?
Now, TVET is actually intended at giving skills for life, for lifelong. so that when the youths, the adults, young adults and adults get the skills, they're able to use the skills. They can use the skills for self-employment or employing others, or they can also enter employment using those skills. And in TVET also, we want people who are hands-on. And hands-on, that is how Kenya can be led to be industrialized. The Vision 2030, that is how we can reach there. But we can't reach there by people who are having hands-off, having more supervisors than technicians and artisans. TVET, we are producing technicians, artisans who are able to lead this country to Vision 2030.
Okay, that's beautiful. And in regards to the International Women's Day theme, Choose to Challenge, how are you choosing to challenge yourself and your community in Migori this year?
This year, I purpose to challenge myself and the community by reaching out to sensitize other women so that they can reach out to young girls. You know, an empowered woman can reach out to more, and an empowered woman can actually enrich the country. We find that if girls are not empowered, the community is also not empowered. Because if you go to a marketplace, you'll find people who are working there mostly are women. And these women, if they're empowered, then the whole country is empowered. If girls are not empowered, young girls, then the country is not empowered. If girls do not have skills, then the country does not have skills. We'll have women who sit at home waiting to be brought for. But life is not that way nowadays. We go out because nobody will give you a chance. The men will not give us a chance. We have to go out there and take it ourselves.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for being on Women Today show. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So if you were to change anything in the world, what would it be?
Man, I would change the way governments operate. Governments need to be more effective. They're supposed to serve us, the people, and I feel like many governments, more so African governments, they fail us. And so I would love to change that, how we think about government, how we operate when we get positions in government, and then we begin to change the lives of people. Yeah.
Thank you. If you had all the money in the world, what would you do?
I'll buy a lot of clothes and shoes. I like clothes and shoes, so I think I'll treat myself to some very nice clothes and shoes.
Thank you. What's the one thing you like about yourself the most?
I think I like the fact that I care about people. Yes, I like seeing people happy, smiling, enjoying themselves. Yeah.
What do you like to do most? Something that you use to relax and wind?
I enjoy Netflix and cooking. I love cooking, yeah.
So why Winton Music? Why?
Why? Yeah, Winton Music is a home school. I like to say that. It's a safe environment for growing of talents, music talents. And when people come there, they inevitably have to change for the better in terms of character, in terms of skill. I mean, they've got me as a role model. I mean, I've got life. I'm completely full of life, and I love to do what I do for the young people, and they enjoy themselves. And I just love it when I see, especially, Winton House of Music, music education brings confidence. A lot of students, some come from, different backgrounds, that some are not so good. So when they come and they start having the education and they feel appreciated and encouraged, they become a whole new person. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it for today. Thank you so much for being on Women Today show.
You're most welcome. And please come to Winton House of Music, where we bring hope and skills to people. Freedom through music is our motto. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
I could tell that you've really been through a lot from what you've said. So what do you do to relax, unwind, and just get over when things are weighing you down?
Anytime I have gone out there, assisted somebody who is vulnerable. When I go back home and this person gives me a call, I look at text messages they send me. I'm like, oh God, thank God I survived. I thank you so much that I survived. It keeps me motivated to move on. And anytime I just want to unwind, I am outgoing. I go out, mingle with friends, and I'm always outside there. I will not expose the people, but I always like telling people anytime that we're socializing that, you know what, this world has got very unfair people, unkind people, so learn to live well. And I'll keep on challenging people outside there, live well. And to women, I keep on telling women the narrative that we are our own enemies. That is a wrong narrative. That is a myth by some people, and I believe in women supporting women. I am that woman who believes in fixing another woman's crown. I'll find you down and I'll come. I'll cry with you. I'll make sure if there is something that I can do, even if it's just hugging you, I'll just do that. Yes.
Thank you so much for being part of Women today, and great work with what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. And what do you like the most about life?
I love being happy.
So what's your hobby now, 2021, after COVID season? What's your best hobby?
Traveling. Because COVID has taught me that, yes, I can be stuck in the house. So when the doors are open, I'm going to travel.
That's it for today. Thank you for being part of Women today. Yeah. And so what do you love the most about yourself and others?
Well, I love the fact that I love to keep learning. I'm not very comfortable with being, one achievement and you're like, okay, now I'm done. I want to keep doing more because I think there's still more to do, especially in the digital world.
Yeah. That's great. Any encouragement for women in tech?
Yeah, it's there's so much money in tech, especially if you're a woman, and then there's just keep yourself learning because the digital world keeps changing, so you need to keep yourself up to date. Don't give up, because giving up, there's no easy career. Don't say this career is for a woman, this career is for a man. Just keep pushing on and it just gets easier the more you keep doing it. Yeah.
Solid advice. That's nice. Yeah. And what makes you happy?
Creating things and building things. I have a background in auto engineering, so I'm an engineer, so I just like developing new designs and building things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something so interesting about you.
Something so interesting about me. I was going to talk about, I've written a children's book, but I love cats, so I have 7 cats. You see, that was interesting.
That's interesting. 7 cats. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, name them.
They Sprinkle, Fluffy, Baraka, Bubbles, and Snickles.
Wow. Quite interesting. Okay, thank you. That's all for today. Yeah, welcome to Women Today again. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, what's your favorite sport?
Football.
Okay. Which team?
Manchester United. In England, and then in Kenya I have KCB.
What do you love most about Kenya?
The people. Yes.
They're lovely?
Yeah, they're lovely, they're kind, they're helpful. Yeah.
We shared a moment off camera. You're from Vihiga. What do you love most about Vihiga County?
The people are the warmest people ever. Like, they are just warm. The best people ever. Exactly.
So what is your favorite accessory you can't leave the house without?
My favorite accessory is my nose ring. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, thank you.
And what do you love most about being a woman?
What I love most about being a woman is that I am not limited by my past, by my present, that I can actually focus, I can multitask, I can be a change maker, I can be anything I want in this world.
So what do you love most about being a mom?
Well, being a mom is such a beautiful thing. I have 3 boys, so just raising them, actually the whole process of, bringing them to this world and, taking care of them, and knowing at the back of the day that I have some small people back at home when I go home, it's quite rewarding. And also being there for them, and also being a mentor, And for me, when it comes to boys, raising up boys, I try as much as possible to explore and to talk about positive masculinity, so that when they grow up, they know what it really means to become a man. You know, if to become a man, it doesn't mean that you cannot cook. Doesn't mean that you have to, you have to oppress a female. There are many avenues in which you can express yourself as a real man. So positive masculinity is key. Even if it means buying dolls for them, why not? Yeah.
Love that. Thank you. That's all for today. Thank you. First of all, let me just say, I love your initiative. It's very, very noble. You said it's cancer live, yeah? Remind me.
Kilele Challenge. We are challenging women, cancer survivors, and other survivors of chronic illnesses to live their life beyond the limits that have been set either by the society or by the disease or by they themselves. Living beyond your challenges to overcome and live fully. Yes.
Very, very, very noble. And there you have it, ladies. It's been a whole day here at the Junction Mall as we are gearing up towards the International Women's Day, and especially for Zuri Awards, which will happen on that day. We are excited as the nominees here. We've met so many people. The exhibition has been great. The response has been overwhelming, and we've interacted with all these ladies here, and they have told you their story. They are inspired by women from all over the world, and they are choosing to challenge this year to do better, to do greater, and that keeps us going and that keeps us happy. We are happy to hear people are growing and they are challenging themselves to do much more for their community, for their society, and also just for themselves. And as we continue with this journey, our women today, we are much more inspired because we just made a discovery. Most of the women in Kenya are actually inspired by international women, which is good, but really none has been mentioned from Kenya other than the prominent and the well-known and the well-respected Wangari Maathai, yeah? And it has challenged us to be able to bring out more stories and make sure that mentorship is happening in Kenya and in Africa at the grassroots level, and everybody else knows, that there are women in Kenya who are doing it and they're making it, and they can be inspired and mentored by them. Mentorship and coaching is really then necessary right now, especially from the women in Africa. Women in Africa, let's come out in our capacities and empower, inspire, encourage, and motivate as many young people and as many fellow women as you can. And I'm inspired now to even bring you more stories and to even tailor-make stories that will inspire you, the African woman. And I'm here to remind you to own your journey as you're making your success, as you're striving forward, as you're choosing to challenge this year. I really would wish you the best, but then own your journey, own your challenges, your ups and downs, and look forward to more mentorship and inspiration. It's very important. It saves you a lot of work, a lot of energy. It inspires you, motivates you, brings you up, and above all, you keep on encouraging and bringing up a better generation after you. So keep on, and let's inspire one another. Let's share positive, very helpful information as much as we can. Let's help one another. And that's all for today. And I'm happy that you've tuned in to the end, and stay tuned for more. As always, we bring you more and great content. And thank you so much, Mesh Events Guru. Thank you always for being behind the scenes, and thank you so much for doing all this production for the women. Yeah, bye-bye.